Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Experience. Uh, Doing this video because again, I want to show you guys how they will manipulate Facebook and again, how they use the number 32. So usually when I share information, I usually tag a certain amount of Facebook friends, right? So when I tag these Facebook friends, the numbers who I share the information with, it's about 558, right? Now, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm working on as my next no, not this, as my next video, right? Okay, let me do that. All right. So what I'm working on is a video which I'm going to talk about noise and how noise is being used as a weapon. I think I've spoke about this before, right? But I'm going to go more in depth on this. Not only just explain the psychological manipulation in this coercive persuasion program, but also the non-consensual human experimentation with mind control technology. This is a declassified document from the CIA that talks about DoD intelligence agency look at Russian mind control technology claim. And I've talked about this, how the FBI wanted to use it on David Koresh, right? So this is actually the CIA document, okay, the declassified CIA document, right? So because again, they feel that because they use the number 32, right? And again, they try to associate it with many different things, including, as I was coming home last night, with the I don't know. So what they try to do is again try to like associate it with the police, with Pam, with my kids, many different things, right? And different kind of women, and situations, right? And what is again is neurolinguistic programming, okay? And so and including also what they call masonry, right? And the number 32 being a significant part of masonry. Right? So it's a lot of stuff, confusing. So I don't really too focus on those things too much because I realize that what they do try to make us believe, right, is only done to confuse us, right? So you got to understand that. So you cannot just pull all these different things at one time because again you're going to sound confused, and particularly when you don't do the research and you don't know. Okay, as I always say, don't take my word for it, go and do the research yourself, right? So again, right, so because I'm sharing now information. Now what am I sharing? What information am I sharing? Okay, let me save this. And the information I'm sharing is this is an article, right, from Here in Health Matters, and it talks about these so-called non-lethal weapon that you see the military had developed, right? And they show you on television some examples, right, of what is called the. It starts with an R. I'm sorry, the LRAD, right? That's what it's called, LRAD device, which is again using sound frequency in order to cause harm to an individual or to crowds. But what they don't tell you, right, just as how they talk about remember, whenever they say non-lethal weapon, it is not really non-lethal. It can kill you, as we see with tasers. That's supposed to be non-lethal, but tasers are used by police to kill people almost every day, or to cause serious harm to them, right? Because again, many people have different may have health issues. So when these police deploy these non-lethal, you know, they don't know what damage it may cause because they don't know the medical history of an individual. Okay. Anyhow, so what it says here, it says although the acoustic weapon developed by Sears was never deployed, it was theorized that by compressing and releasing specific organs in the human body, okay, so understand this, right? They can compress your organ, right? The cannon could kill an individual standing within 100 yards of the device in just 30 seconds. Now, I just took this from the article, right? And I'm going to include it in the video that I'm doing on my computer so you guys can see. So again, whenever I start to share important information, they feel like they can intimidate me with number 3. And again, it doesn't intimidate me because, again, I don't associate it with what they trying to associate it with, you know? And again, the association that they try to do is with many things, right? So there isn't just one thing that they try to do. And I recognize the tactics, so I don't really, not like in the beginning where when I was first seeing this number, every time I like when I was driving, it would be driving, parking, they will have vehicles with the number 32 in front of me and behind me. So I was being directed to park in those spots, right? Again, mind control technology, right? Silent sound. And it was purposeful, right? It was purposeful that what they were doing. But again, it was never any clear association, right? It was a whole bunch of association that they tried to it. And that's part of the experimentation also, is to see how, as with neurolinguistic programming, how you can transfer triggers and anchors, right? And that's in order to mask their targeting, to make you look confused. Because when you talk about these things, you seem confused. But if you understand the psychological method, right, the psychological tactics and methods, the names, the psychological programs, the conditioning names, you will understand a lot better. And this is why in these sort of course precision program, they don't want you to know certain information. And in general, anyway, they don't want the mass majority of the public to have certain types of knowledge. Okay? Because how do you control the people also? But also you keep them highly ignorant, right? You keep them illiterate, religious, and highly ignorant. Because religion leads to a high level of ignorance. All right? And I'm not just saying it to say it. Okay, there's studies that was done on this. Right? Even our own government, right, have done studies on this. All right? I mean, you got to understand how they use people's belief system to their advantage, because they didn't know the truth, right? I'm gonna give you an example. There's a book called The Reason of All the Ages, for All the Ages, by Manly P. Hall. This was a book that the U.S. government banned. Okay, and you can actually go on the CIA website in the Pfizer section, and you can actually FOIA, right? Yeah, the FOIA section, yeah, and find, right, that book declassified, as well as other books, right? So why do they classify these books? Because again, these books talk about the history, the belief system, where it comes from, and so, and again, in the 17th, 18th, and early 19th century, there were a lot of white scholars, okay, who've done a lot of research and wrote a lot of books on where religion comes from, particularly Christianity, Judaism, right? Because these people were out there doing the research. They saw the documents, right? They had more access to documents in the Vatican than most scholars do today. Okay, so they've written books like Our Sun God Christ, Christianity Before, no, Our Sun God, Christianity Before Christ, and you could get that book now online for free. Okay. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys on the next video.